Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. It's one of them situations where I understand the addictive aspects of video games and certain games and certain franchises that you've been with for a long time, and you've dedicated a lot of your time, a lot of your blood, a lot of your sweat, a lot of your tears, and a lot of your money too, right? I get that, and that's something that can be very hard to abandon. I completely and totally understand and relate that. But boys and girls, you'd think at this point, Call of Duty would no longer be one of the top-selling franchises almost every time they release a game. With annual releases that seem to be nothing more than reskins of the game you literally just played last year or a couple of years ago. It's one of those things that just seems like there's literally nothing new that they can come up with. And then, of course, with repeated flubs within the media and within a lot of their marketing kind of nonsense, causing unnecessary controversy that they had no reason to get inside of whatsoever, you'd think at some point they would learn their lesson. But no, boys and girls, some of the biggest complaints, some of the biggest backlash that Xbox has got in some of its known history was because that there was a time period where the latest edition of an Xbox was required you to be online at all times. Now, obviously, there was a lot of issues from gamers on this because some people do live in rural areas where it's really hard to get internet and it's spotty at best, even if you can actually get it. So once again, this would limit people that live in those kind of areas from not being able to play their systems. Also, if you're playing a solo game all by yourself, a single campaign, then why would it require me to be online? Now, of course, they're going to give you a lot of excuses about anti-piracy and all of that kind of nonsense, but have you actually seen any of that work? Has there been a single time where there's been a game, a AAA release of any kind over the last few years that did not immediately or almost immediately end up out there on the internet for anybody out there that wants to sail the seven seas and find that kind of stuff? No. So it's absolute nonsense. It's complete and total BS. And what it comes down to is they want to monitor, they want to track you, and they want to data harvest you for every single bit of information they can get out of you to, of course, advance not only their own marketing, but to sell it off to other people. And ladies and gentlemen, the latest Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, which is something that gave a lot of people hope because we saw it might be an original return to form, and it came from the people that have made Black Ops such a popular addition to the franchise. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Xbox is right back to its old tricks all over again because the nonsense is not stopping. Because as you can see from this headline over here from Bounding Into Comics, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 to require internet connection for single-player campaign, and they will carry over multiplayer bans from previous games. So even if you're out there now and you go out there and buy a new version of this game, even though you haven't done anything on this new game, and honestly, what reason do most people buy Call of Duty for other than the online multiplayer? Well, guess what? Your $70, your $80 of hard-earned money down the drain because the primary reason you bought the game you can't do. Because honestly, does anybody buy the Call of Duties for the campaign, considering how short they really are? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, don't blow smoke up my butt. So, boys and girls, we're going to get into this. We're going to get you into all the juicy details, see exactly what's going on, and let you all speak your mind in the comment section down below and in the comment section on the chat right now. If you're watching this on the live stream, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe and or follow if you have not already, because we are growing, we are grinding around here, and we could not do that without every single one of you. So, we're going to get into this, and let's check this out. So, from our dear sweet friends over at Bounding Into Comics, and written by Spencer Bakuli. I hope I get that last name right. One of these days, we're going to find out. In adding to the ever-growing list of evidence that they have truly become one of, if not the most, anti-consumer video game developers on the planet, Activision Blizzard has confirmed that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will not only require a constant internet connection in order to access its single-player campaign, but that it will also bar all accounts which have previously been banned from any of the franchise's most recent entries from accessing the new game's online multiplayer modes. And as we're all very well, how ridiculous some of the rules and how stringent some of this nonsense has gotten when it comes to how different things are compared to the old days of a lot of these Call of Duty campaigns and Warzone lobbies and all of that other kind of fun that we used to have back in the day. Well, I'd imagine there's probably quite a few of you that have had some kind of dealings with this in the past. And guess what? It's just going to keep on going forward. Now, is this something that they've carried on in the past? Is this something they've always done in recent years, or is this something new? I have no idea. Let me know. These new first of their kind for the franchise user terms. Oh, look at that. I guess that answers our question right there. These new first of their kind for the franchise user terms were first unveiled on June 9th, courtesy of a blog post from Activision Blizzard detailing the upcoming Call of Duty's various release offerings. Therein, the developer revealed that in addition to coming to Xbox Game Pass, no doubt thanks to Microsoft's recent purchase of Activision Blizzard, because hey, why not? We already paid for everything. Might as well as offer as part of our Xbox Game Pass, because we know we got to push those numbers up because for some reason it looks good to the investors. The game would be sold in 4 distinct editions. Vault Edition. In addition to the game, players will gain access to the Hunters vs. Hunted Operator Pack of 4 skins, the first Battle Pass, as well as some bonus premium currency and tier skips. A special Mastercraft weapons collection, and an as-of-yet-to-be detailed Gobblegums pack for use in the game's zombie mode. Digital Cross-Gen allows players to access the base game on both the previous and current Xbox and PlayStation console generations. Xbox Ones, X Series S, yada yada yada. PC Standard, a digital license which grants PC players access to the base game. Physical Console, available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Cross-Gen, which includes a physical PS4 disc and a PS5 upgraded code. An Xbox Cross-Gen version, a single disc which can be played on Xbox One and Xbox S, and the physical release of the game grants players access to the base game. So it sounds like they are literally trying to have this available to everyone. Props to them for that, but at the exact same time, if they had that good of a product, why wouldn't they just release it on the new hardware, trying to get people to buy their new hardware? Or, well, I guess in this case, it's PlayStation's new hardware, but at the end of the day, still Xbox One and Xbox XS consoles. So I don't know. Further, not only will all the pre-orders of the game come with free access to the game's upcoming open beta and the Woods Operator Pack for use across the franchise's recent entries, but those who wish to upgrade their standard order to the Vault Edition will be able to do so at post-launch for $30. Well, that's kind of cool, at least. Because that's one of the things, a lot of times, if you don't buy it beforehand, there's no way to get it later. So at least you can upgrade later if you think the game's actually worth it and you want to upgrade to the other cool stuff. So, I mean, that's something neat. So, we call balls and strikes fair around here. Following this breakdown, the very end of the blog post saw Activision Blizzard detail 3 less than exciting pieces of information. In an attempt to deliver the highest quality visuals, which while also reducing the game's overall storage space on your hard drive via texture streaming, the game will require a continuous internet connection to play any game mode, including campaign. Oh, yes, because somehow being online will make it better and function better for your game. The visuals will be better. Anybody that's ever played a game that requires online, or you're playing off of a server online, knows that your internet connection will drastically reduce the quality of your gameplay. So, me thinking something about this stinks, and they might not be telling the whole truth. To ensure performance integrity, while split-screen play will be available for players on current-gen consoles, those playing on Xbox Ones or PlayStation 4s will not have access to this feature. Oh, better buy a new console. All Activision ID accounts are permanently banned from previous Call of Duty titles, starting with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and Call of Duty console and PC titles released thereafter, as well as Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, will not be eligible to play Black Ops 6. So there you go, boys and girls. No redemption arc, no forgiveness, no second chances. No. You've been banned once before. You are banned permanently forever. You will never play an online Black Ops game with your original ID ever again, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, isn't that awful nice of them. Tolerance, boys and girls. Tolerance. Isn't it beautiful? Additionally, Battle.net accounts that have been permanently banned from Modern Warfare will be digitally barred from buying the game through the Blizzard Digital Store. You wouldn't even be able to buy the game. To this end, said players may have the ability to purchase Black Ops 6 digitally on Xbox and PlayStation, as well as on the Microsoft Store and Steam, but will not be eligible to play online modes in Black Ops 6 in those versions. It should be noted that in layman's terms, the third and final entry in the above list confirms that going forward, a ban in a single Call of Duty game will now also result in a total franchise ban for the offending player. Talk about a wonderful way to just completely and totally ostracize your player base. Whether or not you agree with the new standards inside of Call of Duty and the way a lot of this stuff treats for the bans and stuff like that, a permaban from all future titles? Tell me that doesn't just sound like a dumb idea. So what you're trying to tell me is a kid at 13 has an account because you know this is done, even though yes it's a game, it's mature, a 13-year-old shouldn't be playing it, yada yada yada. Once again, don't blow smoke up my butt, okay? So a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old says something stupid, gets a perma ban. Now you have lost a customer forever. It doesn't matter if this kid grows up, doesn't matter if this kid matures, you will have permanently banned his account. And the fact that you perma banned his account, well, he could create a new account and yada yada yada, now he's older, it doesn't matter. That is going to put a nasty taste in someone's mouth forever and is going to put a permanent black mark on their opinion of your company forever. You will permanently lose a customer more times than not. I guarantee it. It's one of those situations where color is shocked. They don't care. It doesn't matter to them. And why does it not shock us in any way, shape, or form? Because they think they have a better customer base that they are now appealing to that, guess what, is going to continue to drive more and more of the people who actually belovedly loved the Call of Duty franchise and will just cost them more money at the end of the day. Add color is shocked there. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is currently set to deploy on October 25th. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see the backlash that comes in the next few days, that comes in the next weeks of this kind of stuff, because this is not the first time we have seen something like this. And the way the gamers are energized right now with the wins that they've had with Stellar Blade, with the wins they've had with Helldivers, the gamers know that there is blood in the water and they are not taking any prisoners, ladies and gentlemen. They will come after you for this kind of stuff. They will make their voices heard. They will literally drive your games' ratings right down into the oblivion until you go back and fix your ways. Because unlike Call of Duty Black Ops, unlike Activision Blizzard permanently banning people and never allowing them back, gamers on the other side do have some forgiveness in their heart. And when you're willing to go out there and correct your ways and change your behavior and go back to doing, I don't know, just making good quality games that make your customers happy, they will forgive you and will return. Are you going to get everybody back? No. And that's your own fault for not being able to see over the hill and not being able to make and continuing to make these kind of stupid decisions over and over again. Once burned, twice shy is a general rule for a reason. And at this point, the video game industry has burned all the customers and all the fans and all the gamers out there far more times than once. And guess what? You've got a long road to haul before you ever regain our trust again. And Activision Blizzard and Xbox and Microsoft overall as a whole is going the direct opposite direction of that. And considering the closure of a lot of studios we've seen over the last few years, they may want to change their tune before Call of Duty, Activision Blizzard just become another bad marker on the ash heap of history and just another footnote of games that once were great but decided to go down the path of not making their customers happy. And guess what? Make your customers happy will make you rich. Piss us off and you'll go bankrupt.